Good morning, good afternoon, good night, TheFreeRotation Nation. We are here again for another episode of the podcast. We are here with Bobby the Hare.
Hi.
Our technical director, Miss Angela.
Hello.
Hi. Listen, I let it get away, okay? It's fine. She's not technical director.
Oh, yes, she is.
She's like a
Sure.
Our technical director, Miss Angela.
Hello.
How do you set a Twitch stream up?
I don't know. That's beside the point.
Our legal advisor, Becky.
And technical producer. Whatever. We don't have to talk about it.
No.
I direct you how to produce.
Ooh.
It's true you do, technically. All I got is there.
And today we have a special guest. Today's episode is going to be about cosplay and dressing up and being, whatever you want to be in the confines of any kind of convention or just at your house if you're, odd. Cosplay season is upon us if they actually do open up cons and stuff again. So MomoCon, DragonCon, Comic-Con, all these things have insanely talented people that show up in these really intricate favorite characters from video games, comic books, movies, TV, whatever they're into. They build these really sick costumes. So today we brought in a cosplayer. Her name is Kacie. She has done really cool cosplays. She's also my wife.
I was going to say,
we don't know her.
Broach her and just not even say who she is and then be like, well, Kacie, are you single? Well, no, I'm married.
Yeah, I'm the cosplay boyfriend / husband / entourage.
Assistant, yeah.
Mule.
Yeah, mule. Mule's the right word. Hello, Miss Kacie.
Hi.
Okay. So, the beginning steps to cosplay, how to get into it, what the basic materials you're going to need, how to find whatever you want to do, because you can build, and now I see how much work it actually is to do, like, even the simple stuff, and I'm like, so,
Right.
Good job. Like, whatever. Even if I don't know the characters, it's a lot of work. So, we're going to talk about it.
Tons. Yeah, I mean,
Well, Kacie, why don't you throw down your receipts?
my receipts. Well, I mean, as far as getting into it and just kind of getting started, it's really a matter of just getting in the middle of it and just kind of surrounding yourself with people that are into the subculture and are into cosplay and that sort of thing. So just kind of, you gotta have, you find your I don't want to say find your tribe, but find
it is true.
Yeah,
I mean, but you just find your people, and
Or if you're me, I just tell Angie to do it, and she does it for me.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
hey, you want to sew something for me?
But to that point, though, when she wanted this crazy Celtic knot I had no idea how to do, I went on Facebook, found my tribe, and was like, how the fuck do you do this? And those people helped me.
Yeah.
I also even learned how to do chainmail. Like, instead of this, why don't you do this? And I'm like, fuck you, first of all. Now I'm going to have more to do if she sees this shit.
oh god,
Oh no, it's weird, the cosplay community, because they're super helpful if you need advice or
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh god, I mean, you can get an entire education just on YouTube alone, and there's so many more just excellent websites and places that you can go to get references and things and how to do things and whatever. Like there's this one particular website that I love. It's called Instructables.com.
Yeah.
And oh my god, like just about anything that has been done as far as cosplay goes, it's on there. And it shows you like how the person will like list how they did it and like.
I'm going to throw this out there. There's a lot of instructions on there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Fucking knew it. I knew it. Big brain mode.
Well, it's so just as a background, because I know some people. I don't know if you're listening to this podcast. I don't know how you don't know what cosplay is, but cosplay is basically what you see, or more elaborate costumes that you see at a lot more, and not even elaborate costumes, but costumes at conventions. It's more so like cosplay is like the. It's basically dressing up. I'm trying to say this in the way, like layman terms, without it sounding like I'm just like, this is what this is. But it's basically dressing up some of your favorite characters.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
But it's a very complicated process.
Well, it can be. It
Yes.
certainly can be. And then there's beginner cosplays, and then there's insane World of Warcraft builds. You know what I mean?
Those are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely. But I mean, it's so vast. Like there are places to start that's not terrifying.
Yeah.
As far as like builds and stuff, that's probably
I would say that the beginning is probably, if you're a brand new, pick something simple and start there, because you'll be just as recognizable. Don't do what I did and be like, I want to build an elaborate costume and just see what happens.
Oh, it happens. It
No.
happens.
Yeah.
Believe me. You're gonna find something that you're just like, I need to make that, and then you find yourself buying all the materials and having
crying
no
over it.
idea what to do with them. I
Yeah.
have been there
Yeah.
many times. So.
And it looks simple on the surface, like, oh, that's just all black with a this and a that, and then no.
People make it look so simple.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All these insanely talented people. You watch these videos and everything, and they're just like, bloop, 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 bloop. Magic. You know what I mean?
And you can watch like a lot of the tutorials on how they built their specific cosplays. I've seen some of the Jessica Negri stuff,
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
and it looks, you have to take into account that this is hundreds of hours of work condensed into,
A 30-minute video.
Yeah.
She's not
Right.
showing you the 6 hours she spent foam forming these wings or whatever.
Right.
And that was like one section of it. And that's just how you have to
Some of
do
these
it.
things take like a year and a half to build.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
God, I don't know if you guys saw, but there's a cosplayer on that. She's all over the place, but she has an Instagram. Her name is Kamui Cosplay, and she was working on a Brigitte cosplay, but it was like Brigitte from Overwatch and
Game of Thrones.
no, Diablo.
Oh.
They kind of like did her
Merged
armor
together?
in like a Diablo style. Zach Fisher was the artist who designed it for her,
Wow.
and it literally took her a year and a half.
Jesus
And it's
Christ.
insane. Like she just posted maybe about a month ago the pictures, and it's insane. It's beautiful, and it's got over 1,000 LED lights, and it's bananas.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of the lighted cosplays. I'm like, I want to electrify myself if I can. Like anything like that looks just so cool, and it's impressive because it's a lot of mechanics to it too. It's not just, hey, I just bought some LED lights, let me
And
glue
glued
it
them
to
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
No, she like programs all her lights to do specific things. Like she's really good with coding. She actually makes books, like really excellent reference books, like on. She has done one on LED lighting. She's done one on foam crafting. I mean, any kind of like building, that's more her thing. She likes armor. Anything like that is gonna. She's got you as far as like reference and books.
That's
go.
awesome. Have you seen the girl who does the Iron Man cosplays? I can't think of her name. She's like in the MIT engineer.
Yeah, the one where like the hands light up and
It's
everything.
amazing.
Yeah, it's super
and like
cool.
they open and
Yeah.
It's taken her a long time, and sometimes there's mistakes. You got to start from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes. Like if you, and we've run into this where you get halfway through and you're like, oh, I should have done this like the second step, and now I can't do it
Right.
unless I start over.
And the convention's 2 days away.
And you start over. The con crunch is real.
Oh man.
I have been helping. I've been there where girls are 2:00 in the morning. We're leaving for the con at 7 a.m. They're up sewing stuff.
Oh yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, dude.
We've been morning of at there Friday morning, and Claire is still finishing sewing. And
Yeah.
like, one time she messed her boot up. She's like, I don't know what to do.
I mean,
So she built a new pair of boots. Remember that?
Yeah.
I've spent many a 2 a.m. crying, like I'm never gonna finish as I'm sewing.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
if you're listening on the outset of this, you're like, well, that's not. Why is that such a big deal? But you put a lot of work
because
into it.
you
it's been
worked
6
on it
months
for
of work
6
to get
months,
ready,
and
and
the
it's-
con is tomorrow, and you just life happens,
And you're
things get in the way,
exhausted
and
at
you're
this point.
yes, you're
Yeah.
exhausted. You are just tapped out, and all you want to do is give up and go to sleep. But
Yeah. The last cosplay
can't let it
Becky
go to
did,
waste.
I finished it literally like I want to say like 2 a.m. the day before we left for
Yeah.
con, and I was exhausted. I was so proud of it, but I didn't want to see it again.
It was great,
Mhm.
and it was fantastic.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, I know people. I mean, I've been with people that have been finishing their costumes in the hotel room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you get done and you do the thing.
And keep in mind that you're going to be uncomfortable when you wear them.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Yeah, be
So
prepared for the
that's another
discomfort.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think I learned that the hard way is when you go to a con for many years, many moons. I would go just wearing like jeans and a t-shirt, and I'm like, super comfortable. I'll be like that wearing it the same thing, and then you go as a fully covered black raven queen in the middle of September, and you're like, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna
September
die.
here, for those of you not aware, is still 90, 80, 90, 100 degree
It is.
weather.
Fucking 90% humidity.
Yeah.
I think I pulled my mask off, and you said that it was just.
I thought she had heat stroke. Like, she had that brick red,
Yeah.
and we still had to walk back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend if it gets hazardous to your health. Like, for example, Yaya
Yeah.
Han, I know everybody knows who she is.
Yeah.
She she was doing a photo shoot with her Jessica Rabbit cosplay, and that corset, I don't know, like if you've seen pictures and stuff, but that corset is so tight for her to just for her to get that like Jessica Rabbit shape. I mean, she had to keep like stopping and like she was just
Breathing.
like, please just undo me for like 5 minutes and then we'll get back to it. So if it gets hazardous to your health, like
You also, so earlier, Chris, you mentioned something how you're the entourage.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, unfortunately, as a female, and sometimes I've seen men have to have people push people away.
Yeah.
Because you are going to be
Constantly.
swarmed. Everybody's going to want to stop and take your picture. And you just always need to be safe, especially if your peripheral vision is impaired in any way. Make sure
So-
someone's there.
It's good to have a con buddy.
It is. Well, typically when we're there, when we're at a con or whatever, people stop and take pictures, which I'm fine with. When I usually step in is when they try to get grabby,
Yeah.
touchy-feely.
Yeah.
I'm like, how about we keep our hands off of her?
Especially when they're drinking and you might be a favorite character. It's not always in a hypersexual way, but
Still no touching.
Right. They feel they know you. You're representing a character they love, so I want a hug from my
People
favorite.
go to that weird place where it's like
Can't
I
separate
don't want to
you.
say cosplayers are like celebrities, but like you
Yeah.
said, they're kind of
To them,
relating
they're a
to
celebrity,
you
yeah.
because
Right.
that's
Right.
their favorite character.
Well, I was
and-
gonna say there is like cosplay etiquette, and one of that is if it's a person cosplaying your favorite character or somebody you may not like as a character, you have to remember that these are just people too.
cosplay is not consent.
Yeah.
It's
That's
always
right.
correct.
Hey, how about you hand hover instead of put your hand on
Right.
them? You
I know.
fucking
Yeah.
asshole.
Hey.
Well, even then, when they're taking
Little
pictures, if
tickles.
they like wrap their arm around like their shoulder, okay,
That's cool.
I get it.
Keep your hand off my waist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't touch my thigh, but
Yeah.
hold my
Right.
hand.
Jeez.
None of
like,
that. None of
act
that's
like
cool.
you got some sense.
And again, we have, speaking to the uncomfortableness of all these cosplays, if you've never been a cosplay husband, mule, whatever you want to call it, and been in a room where a bunch of girls take off a bunch of cosplay after all day, it is an interesting odor. It is a smell unlike anything you've ever noticed.
You
like
will
taking
learn
off a
a-
cast.
Yes, you will learn a lot about boobs in that
Oh my
moment,
God.
and about the extent we go to make sure they smell pleasant.
That, I
For
mean,
you.
even when they take off, because a lot of them have a lot of cosplays, a lot of latex and vinyl stuff, and
smell.
yeah,
Plus
yeah.
sweat, yeah.
Oh man, they take off those boots, and you're like, can we dump those in the bathtub or something? This is atrocious.
It's like the
It do be like
biohazard
that.
bags need
Oh,
to break
man.
out.
Especially in Atlanta heat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
Well, that is the unfortunate, like, at least at, like, DreamHack, it's in November. So the weather's a little mild. Everything is indoors because it's a convention center. Dragon Con is 14,000 hotels throughout Atlanta in
Yeah.
the middle of September.
With an
So
extra
you're-
300,000 people.
Yeah,
Right.
so you're
Yeah.
walking through the dead of heat trying to, like,
And
look
it's
good.
packed. Like if you have people issues, don't go to Dragon.
Yeah,
Right.
if you have
Yeah.
any kind of uncomfortableness in crowds, you cannot attend Dragon Con.
I'm going to say a lot more people are going to have be uncomfortable in crowds after this last year. Like,
Oh,
just-
yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
imagine, like, thinking about it now, thinking about Dragon
Gives
Con and
me
walking.
anxiety.
It does. It gives me
My
anxiety,
heart
like,
just-
being crowded into that room with people. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do it
Hell
again.
no.
See, and-
I don't know.
And that stuff never bothers me. Like, I don't care at all. We could be packed in like sardines as long
All
as you're
these
not
people breathing
grabbing
on me.
I know.
You know, I know.
I don't know.
it's
You may have
terrible,
the
but, like,
variant strength from Antarctica at this point.
I mean, if there's Dragon Con, I am cosplaying this year.
Oh, what are you doing?
Speed Racer.
Oh,
I
that's
can
right.
see
He's been
it.
working on that.
Yeah.
I gotta work on the helmet. I got the costume and the helmet. I just gotta find an old timey helmet.
Well, that's a good point
It's
too.
hard
Is
to-
that you can also buy. You don't have to make your own
Oh,
costume.
no,
A lot of
yeah.
people do, but
Yeah.
sometimes there are great websites that
Yeah.
you can like purchase
Order one.
pieces.
Oh, it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hard finding a like old timey racing helmet that's not ungodly expensive.
Right.
Wish.com.
You can.
The
now you
Chinese
can-
make it.
Yeah,
You
but
Or I
can
can
make
make
it
it-
out of foam.
Yeah, we could make that easily.
fair.
Yeah.
And it'd probably be
Like,
more
yeah.
comfortable.
Be
It's gotta be
lighter-
big enough for my fucking head.
It'll be lighter, so
Yeah.
you'll be walking around in it all day.
We could actually make it where your pompadour would come out. the
No,
top.
no, that's not what Speed has. He has a little like swoosh thingy going on. I gotta
Yeah.
be authentic.
authentic.
Well, and going back to the people touching you. So the one time I did this, I was Meowkai from League of Legends, and it was a full onesie. It was super hot, and I had a face mask. But the kids, especially if they recognized me, would run up and want hugs
Aw.
and loves. Now, you know, your sex trophies. It's fine. I'm dressed, and so I was like, it was so awkward. So I was like, They're there.
Did you just call them sex trophies? That's amazing.
Yeah, they're sex
also,
trophies.
also, what was it? Cum pets.
Yeah, your compet sex trophy crotch problem.
You were so cute though, and like
I tried, but then it gets awkward because I'm like, I don't know what to say, so I'm like, grr. Like,
like, and how do you recognize me? You're too young to play this video game.
yeah. So
Bruh.
if you dress up as a character little children
We'll
really
recognize.
love, please don't be mean to them.
No.
Well, so-
Okay,
Yeah.
so we went to the grocery store on our way to MomoCon, I think it
MomoCon,
was.
yeah.
And I was dressed as Merida, and I had a friend that was dressed as Ariel, and we made like
Oh.
5 kids' day. So you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they loved it. They freaked out, and they were like, Merida's in the bread aisle.
She eats
Who's that?
bread.
Who's that?
Merida,
Brave.
she's
Brave.
from
Oh,
Brave. She's a Disney
Irish.
princess.
Yeah, Irish
yeah,
girl.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's a good. Okay, so here's the other thing about cosplay that I love is the people who don't know what you're cosplaying as and they're super confused. Like I was this is my favorite story. I was the Raven Queen, okay, from Critical Role. I'm cosplaying
Yeah,
today.
she's
okay?
she was a D&D
She's
character.
a deity. She's a deity from Dungeons and Dragons. She looks like she's in all black and she has a mask and she looks like the queen of the
She was
Ravens.
one of those white doll faces. That's
Yeah.
features.
So we're walking through the con, and surprisingly, a lot of people recognize me, which I didn't expect. Because this was right when Critical Role was getting big. And then this one lady was like, oh my God, I love your costume. I have to get a picture. I just love that movie. And I'm like, I'm so confused. She's like, you're the nun from The Conjuring, right? I'm like,
No,
like,
my favorite is when people would turn around and see Becky unexpectedly and run.
Oh,
I was
Because they
standing in a
thought she was
bush.
the Conjuring chick.
I was standing by a bush, and it just so happened my face was like kind of in the bush. And somebody walked by and they're like, bah, bah.
No, she literally fell into the road with traffic coming. And I'm like,
Jesus
Becky,
Christ.
you're dangerous. And Becky's like, yeah, I'm going to do it again.
So that is actually one of my favorite things to do because it's my personality. When somebody comes up with a very intricate cosplay they've worked really hard on, just name a cosplay they're definitely not from.
mean. That's so mean.
No, I thought it was hilarious because I'm like, do I look like the nun from The Conjuring? I did not. By any standard, did I look like the nun from The Conjuring? I had like a staff with a raven on it with like all this other stuff. I'm like, you know,
Do you
it's
think
whatever.
she was messing with you? Or
No.
do you think it
she was serious.
She was like,
She was
oh my
genuinely
God, I
like-
love you.
We
I
were
was
at
like,
the
you know, that's
food
fine.
court, and I thought she had given these kids and their parents a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Like, they left.
Oh God, it's so fun.
Listen,
It was great.
That was my
the
favorite.
cosplay that scares me the most, and that's usually at DragonCon. I think this is the only place I've ever seen it in real life. Is Ryuk from Death Note?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No.
And he just hovers
away
over
from me.
people.
And
Yeah.
every year I see him, and it's a huge cosplay.
It's
like,
huge.
like you can see
He's
him
like
in a crowd.
9 foot tall.
And I'm
It's
like,
crazy.
I'm like,
But he goes
maybe not
quietly and he
9,
just
but-
He
moves.
does. There's
And
it was
those eyes. Oh,
there's
get
one
away.
there was a lady, I think it was MomoCon or maybe it was AWA, who was dressed as the girl from The Ring, and she was like full on dressed like she had come out of
Oh,
the
no,
well.
that was DreamHack.
Oh, it was DreamHack.
Which
And
is
she was
what's
just-
weird because that's not a typical DreamHack
No.
cosplay.
No.
Yeah.
She was just walking back and forth
This
in the
is
hall,
like
and
3
I'm like,
a.m. and she's just
Doing the weird
yes.
thing.
I'm like,
and then
oh.
backwards and fucking
No,
spider
no,
walk.
no. Stop.
And then she
At
just
3
calls
a.m.
like freeze frame.
I'm like, dude, I just came to get some nachos before I went back to play League. Can you like not be near
We
me
walked
right
out.
now?
This is, oh
I was
my
like,
God.
Becky, we gotta go back.
She's living her best possessed
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
My favorite cosplay I've ever seen was just a guy in a ghillie suit, and he was pretending to be a potted plant. And so
Oh yes.
he sits in the same corner every
Yeah,
year.
every year.
And he did.
just
I'm like, Becky, let's go get a $70 steak so we can watch that guy for a couple hours.
The scariest cosplay I've ever seen was, been a couple of them. Any like 60-year-old man in a Sailor Moon outfit.
Dude.
come
Hey, like,
on.
no. It's not even that they're in the Sailor Moon outfit, but clearly the outfit was made for someone like 2 sizes smaller.
Right.
Hey, you're gonna do that? That's
Oh,
fine.
so you had the testicle hanging out?
Yeah, like
let's
bro,
keep
ballet
that.
belt, 2 sizes bigger.
That's a lot of
and
brain
you're good.
burn.
Yeah.
Well, I
You're
mean,
good.
it's like people that don't wear dance belts under their like bodysuit for
Hide your
Spider-Man
schlong. I don't wanna see your
whatever.
dick
Like, we're just
outline.
like,
Yeah.
can you-
Oh,
can
so
you-
like the Pikachu costume I wore.
yeah,
you could just see.
you would certainly.
Well, that's
need
fine. You were
some
doing
kind of
Halloween. It was on
something.
purpose.
The meat and veg.
Yeah.
Well, that was like your intent
Yeah.
in that costume, which was fantastic.
I was not. My intent was not to let everybody see my junk. That was just a happy side effect.
I mean, I was happy to see it.
Everybody was. However, so there's a big thing where like cosplay to your size. Like
Oh.
if you're skinny or big,
Okay.
if you're real big, don't wear super small stuff. Not because I'm saying you can't cosplay,
Yeah,
but because it
just
just
adjust
doesn't
to your
look right.
size. Right. Just
It-
adjust to your size.
There's some circumstances that I think like I understand you want to cosplay this character, but you can be very flattering in your own outfit.
Yeah, I'm not saying cosplay
Yeah.
is not about being an actual perfect representation
Right.
of whatever. It's
Yeah.
your version of
It's
it.
an interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see this every year, and people give them such hell. And people, I mean, you go on YouTube and you see a lot of vicious comments about this. What I'm saying is, like, I wear 2XL shirts. I'm a double XL guy. I'm not gonna show up in like a medium, like little kid's shirt
Right.
if I'm cosplaying as like Ash from Pokemon.
Exactly.
I'm gonna find one that fits me because I'm not supposed to be Ash from Pokemon. I'm not a 12-year-old scrawny little boy. That's just not how this
Right.
works.
Well, and you also want to be like you want to be comfortable, and you also want to feel like you look good.
Yeah.
Like I'm a bigger girl. I don't want to wear something 2 sizes too small and know that my flab is hanging out and I look stupid. And I don't want to be one of those YouTube comments. Like
Yeah.
I would rather be like, oh man, she looked great for that cosplay, instead of it being like,
Yeah.
Well-
Like if you have to wear a corset, get a corset made for your body type because we can see that your boobs are just fat rolls, and your fat
They're just pushed up.
is your
And again,
inner tube.
I'm not telling you can't do it because you can do whatever you want, and I'm never going to be mean to you ever. But I'm telling you, a lot of people will be, and it's
Yeah.
going to be brutal when you get on one of those weird
yeah.
like.
Do what you want to do. Just do it to your size.
Yeah, well, if you choose
Embrace
not
it.
to, just understand you're going to show up on because there are a lot of like YouTube videos of bad cosplay,
Yeah. Cosplay fails.
and it is atrocious.
I feel like a lot of that is because when I first started cosplaying, that scared me out of it for a little while. I was kind of gun shy to
Oh,
just
yeah.
go ahead and just do it because I was like, oh, I don't want to end up on some trashy YouTube video or whatever. But you know, my thing is just, I'm not saying don't dress like appropriately, but like I'm saying like dress. If you're gonna be Sailor Moon and you happen to be a 2X, run it. Just
Be a
wear-
2X Sailor Moon.
Absolutely, don't try to get in there in like an extra small.
No,
Right.
No.
It's not going to look good
And
to
you're
start
going to
with.
be uncomfortable.
And this is supposed to be about aesthetically pleasing cosplay,
well, I was gonna
and
say
that's not going to be.
Well, and here's the thing.
mean,
I
yeah.
feel like I want to also like flip it to back to this is that if you are like say like I love Sailor Moon, I would or I'll do for an example like Viper from Valorant. If I was not small enough to do it, I'm just not going to do it because I'm not comfortable, and I don't want people to be like blah blah. What I will do is find a character like Yasha from Critical Role, who is she's not big or like fatter. She's a
She's an
barbarian
Azamar,
buffer
she's
girl.
big, yeah.
Sure.
So I can accentuate my body,
But it's
to
gonna
fit
look right.
that, and it's gonna look right. So that's how like if I'm uncomfortable doing a specific kind of cosplay, find a cosplay that you think, okay, I can pull this off with my body type and all of that, and you'll find that a lot of people are like, holy fuck, that looks awesome.
Well, again, I've seen bigger people cosplaying stuff that looks really good.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter who they're cosplaying because they built it for them.
Oh yeah.
For their body shape.
Yeah, and it
I
looks
don't
fantastic.
think you should. I don't think you should cosplay. Your choice of character to cosplay should not be contingent on how that character is sized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
Absolutely.
that's not.
But your build
it at
should
all.
be contingent on how you're sized.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Because
I mean,
it's
like
gonna
if
look
you
better.
want to, if you're a smaller framed person and you want to cosplay Zarya from Overwatch, she's a beefy chick. You know what I mean? But that
mean,
doesn't mean she can't.
Right.
It's just
She's gonna have to build the costume to make it look right. Then.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
same way if you're bigger,
there are
you make somebody
ways to
smaller.
make yourself look
Yeah.
like
Like
the character.
buffer,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Sure. But you definitely shouldn't choose your
and if
character.
you want to
like
gender bend it,
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right, you know,
the
just-
genderbender cosplay Sailor Moon guys that
Yes.
on every year
They're
are
awesome.
the
Yeah.
best.
They're
They're
hilarious
amazing.
and they're awesome. And
But their
they're
costumes are cool,
guys.
but they literally do not shave or do not
No.
cut their leg. They don't trim their leg hair. They're just big, beefy, muscly guys.
But their costumes fit.
in Sailor Moon.
costumes-
Yeah, they're not wearing like super small Sailor
Yeah.
Moon costumes. They're wearing like regular them size Sailor Moon costumes, just as grown ass men.
And it makes it
You're
funny.
gonna be
Yeah.
uncomfortable if
Yeah.
you try and you try and do something that's too snug on you. So, try and make yourself comfortable.
Well,
if you got either if you're making it or if you're buying your pieces from Amazon or whatever.
Well, it'd be like Bobby trying to cosplay like Bane.
No.
From Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He'd have to wear like 6 layers of clothes to
Yeah.
look thicker than he is because
Yeah.
Bobby's a small guy. And Bane is just thick.
But I will say this: accuracy is not super important to a lot of people.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it has to be perfect to the character because that's not what you're going for. You're going for your version.
Yeah.
But because it doesn't have to be perfect to the character, if you're a double XL, you don't have to wear a small if the character's a small.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it for you and
Yeah.
it still look right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, I cosplayed as for the last cosplay I did before all the cons shut down, was an armored version of Elsa.
Oh, cool.
I'm not the same size as Elsa. Nowhere near the same realm of that size, but I did it anyway.
And you built it for you.
I built it for my size.
So it
and
looked right.
I think I also think that if you can, I feel like building and doing your own custom stuff, it makes it so much more
personal,
and it's more fulfilling if anything. You can go buy a costume off of Amazon or Wish or wherever you want to
and
buy
there's
it.
nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing
No.
wrong
Yeah.
with that, but maybe you want to tailor it. You might want to buy or work on additional pieces to help it. Listen, I am the first to tell you, most of the stuff, like when I did Joyra, I bought a shirt, a jacket, and then I just added stuff.
We bought a compass, a spyglass. Some stuff we're
Nice.
not gonna make.
Yeah.
Right, and a wig,
Yeah.
which that wig was super uncomfortable. But
It kept falling off the back of our head, so we learned don't buy cheap wigs.
yeah,
Just splurge on wigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got so many shitty Amazon wigs.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
they're such a pain. And especially if you're going to be
Yeah.
wearing one at a con
And that's a
all
good
day.
cosplay point. Buy a good wig,
Yeah.
and if you
Invest
can't fix
if you
it,
can.
take it to a hairdresser. They can do whatever
Yep.
you
They can
want
style
to
it
it.
however you want.
Yeah.
the best wig my first 2 wigs I ever bought were cheap Amazon wigs. I went and bought an actual nice wig for my Yasha cosplay. That wig,
Night and day.
it stayed on my head first off.
Yeah.
Second, it looked badass, and it's sitting on a mantelpiece with a head still, and it looks just as good as it did the day I took it to Dragon Con. I'm like,
good wigs hold up.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and tell you, it's really weird and living with this when you come home and there's just hair all in your bathtub. And you're like, did you shear a sheep in here? She's like, oh no, I trimmed up my wig. I'm like, oh,
Did Samara come visit you?
interesting.
Oh, man. But yeah.
You find, again, being a cosplay, I'm the cosplay husband. I don't do cosplay. It's just not for me. Like, I don't mind helping, and if she needs something built, like, that's more, if she needs lights or a box or some sort of accoutrement, I'm on it. Because
man.
that's the part that I'm fun with. I don't care about sewing or making
Right.
things out of foam at all. It's just not for me. But if she needs, like, hey, I need you to build this whatever box for me with lights inside of it, I'm like, cool.
See, it's funny
Awesome.
because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So it always falls on Angie, bless her heart, to make the actual like clothing pieces for me, because my thing is like I want to build an actual replica of Roomba from Valorant. That's what I want to do.
Wait, a Roomba? Like a little cleaning thing?
Well,
Well,
one that explodes.
A Boombot.
Like a Boombot. Or something like that. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
also have an idea for that for when we build it. I've already figured out how to do it.
like I built.
Oh, it's gotta happen.
Yeah, but to be fair, this year you are gonna cosplay if we can cosplay.
So they're gonna make me crossplay as Ray's from.
We're
Valorant.
not making you. You know you want to.
She is a very, very South American,
Oh no,
very
Jesus
small
Christ.
She's
lady.
from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Very
and
small
she's
lady.
Very optimistic and sweet.
The fuck? Chris is none of those things. Oh, sweet maybe, but optimistic no.
And she wears like I don't know, parachute style pants and like a
Oh.
half shirt.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to look like a nightmare.
Oh, I'm gonna be playing Hammer. I'm playing fucking music behind you.
That's what I actually.
Yeah.
That's my next. The one thing I do want to build. That's my favorite part of cons and the cosplay. Is like I want to build one of those backpack boombox, like the
yeah.
huge ones,
Yeah.
and just walk around and be just the walking dance party.
Like
Yeah.
like the
It was Mandalorian,
the
I think.
Darth. Oh wait, is it? I
It's
thought
a
it was the
Mandalorian.
Starship Trooper.
No, I think it's a Mandalorian.
Which one? The guy in the red? It's a start. That's a start. That's a.
Oh, no, I was thinking. Well, maybe I was thinking of somebody else. I feel like there was a Mandalorian that also did the same
It
thing.
maybe was.
Because there's the stormtrooper guy that does his thing with the boombox
yeah, the
that's in all red.
Stormtrooper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's kind of a dick.
But no,
He actually really is.
yeah, they suck. But I'm looking at
Yeah.
doing like 6 of those wireless Bluetooth speakers, like the loud ones, and build a backpack like a camping backpack, so it's got the rigid structure, and then running LEDs around it, and then syncing them all up and just
Human
everywhere I
dance
go.
Oh, and you know what? I'll have the backpack that you can kind of fold out into a bar, and we'll serve drinks and music.
You got it, but you got to wear like a mesh like tank
For
top
this
or something.
idea.
No, I don't.
Come on,
You
man.
do.
Not even-
Yes, you do. What are
Oh.
you talking about?
Yeah.
It's lime green.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, you're just gonna be what's his face from 50 First Dates. Sean Penn's character, whatever from that movie, Goonies guy.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie?
Sean Astin?
Sure. Yeah.
He's a very different person than Sean Penn, to start with.
Don't fucking remember.
They're
I don't
very
remember.
different human beings.
No, they're not. They're all actors. Same
Also, no.
people. Casey will make you do
So
it.
Chris will be raised. Becky's gonna be Killjoy or Viper.
Killjoy.
Killjoy. Definitely Killjoy.
And then I want to be Brimstone.
Okay.
You need like a red mustache.
Look, it can happen.
Part of that is like building the costume part. Okay. Trick for those of you who are going to start. Then you can buy Eva foam at like Joann's. You know, Yaya Han came out with like, here's your Eva foam, blah, blah,
It's
blah, blah.
crazy.
And regardless of what you
It
think about
is.
her
It's
personally, her
crazy
foam
overpriced.
is amazing.
Yeah. Here's
I've heard it's wonderful to work with. I've never worked with it,
But it is
personally.
overpriced.
But it's crazy.
go to our Harbor Freight and buy those floor mats for
Yes.
hardware because
Yeah.
let me tell you,
Same shit.
it's same.
and
It's
like
EVF foam.
70 cents, whereas it's like $20.
It's $20 for like 3
and
little
you
sheets.
literally buy a full stack for like $5.
So-
I get mine off of Amazon, and you can get different thicknesses. You
Yeah.
can get,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and whatever. And it's like a roll for like
So
$20.
here's what we're
Yeah.
going to do. Since they just started talking without introducing us, let's breach the basics you're going to need if you want to start working on cosplay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because a lot of people may not know what EVA
No,
foam
it's true.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
it's
true.
true.
We should probably start at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so simple cosplays, as far as like, okay, say you want to cosplay as Tina from Bob's Burgers. That's a good starter cosplay, I would believe.
Shorts and a shirt.
Go get a little blue pencil skirt from Amazon and a lighter blue t-shirt, a yellow beret, and some socks and shoes, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
There are other characters that are a little bit more
Intricate.
intricate, yeah, a little bit more complicated. So my advice would be to, if you are just starting out, think of shows or video games or whatever that you like that have character designs that are a little bit more simplistic, so you can kind of dip your toes in the water by just kind of doing closet cosplay for a while, which is kind of just
Dress up.
piecing stuff together instead of just making it. And then, you know, as you're learning and growing, because you got to start somewhere, as you're learning and growing, get educations on things that you want to do that you find interesting, whether it's foam working, whether it's sewing, whether it's LED lights or whatever. You know, start practicing with those things, and if you have a cosplay that you want and it's like your holy grail cosplay that you want to do, and definitely go for it, but take your time on it. And like we said earlier, if it takes over a year and a half for you to make it, so be it.
Then that's what it takes.
So my real question was like, what are the 5 like essential basic things you would need to start doing cosplay
Good
if you
pair
wanted
of
to start
scissors.
from scratch?
Money. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, you would need a sewing kit with
You
good
are going to
scissors.
need to buy some materials, but
Okay.
I would say if you wanted to start right now, a hot glue gun.
Ooh, that's
Okay,
a good one.
What are the
Hot glue
5
gun.
things, not just the one, 5 things you would need if you wanted to start working on a cosplay today, but you'd never done it before? What are the 5 things you would tell them to go get?
A hot glue gun.
All right.
Amazon, get on Amazon or wherever.
Amazon Prime.
And you know, buy your pieces. But I mean,
I would say like
You would need your glue gun if you're gonna
Sewing
work
sewing
machine.
kit or
Yeah.
Yeah.
sewing machine.
well, I mean, some
A
people
good
might not
pair
know
of
how to
scissors.
sew.
Okay, they don't know how, but if they're going to start learning, what are the 5 things they would need?
Okay, so a hot glue gun, a sewing machine, a good pair of scissors, because
Yeah, I've learned that lesson.
don't just go to the kitchen and get your
because you're gonna
handy
ruin
scissors.
your
Get
fabric.
fabric
that-
scissors.
Yes, and you will ruin a fabric very easily, and then you're gonna have to start. Yeah.
All right, that's 3. What else would they need?
I would say basic makeup.
Yeah, a good
basic-
I think
little,
a heat gun.
maybe like a good
Yeah.
palette with like an eyeshadow palette with like a bunch of different colors.
if you're a girl. And then I think a heat gun is a real good
Must.
investment. It's a
Yeah,
must.
because it shapes stuff. Even cardboard, you can use a heat gun to shape it, make stuff look aged, gold out. If you put like say like white thread and tea and bake it and then heat gun it, it looks like gold fiber. So
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, you don't have to spend the $20 to get that gold,
that
thread.
super expensive thread. Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and tell you, if you want to get into this, be prepared to spend dollars.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
than
Dollars.
You certainly can spend a
I-
lot of money.
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a text like, "Hey, I need to borrow $100 to go buy fabric," and I'm like,
Why?
What?
Why $100? Why?
and she's like, "Well,
On
this
fabric?
pattern is a specific
And that's
one."
minimum.
Yeah, that's just
That's
well, that's
minimum.
that's the beginning of a cosplay.
Well,
there are a lot of times
And a lot
in
of times
between.
this is why it takes so long, because you have to save up for what
Well,
you
and I
need.
was going to
Yeah,
say a lot
absolutely.
of what people don't realize is like if you want, let's say you legit want to build like a World of Warcraft paladin armor sort of texture. You don't have to buy chainmail and actual armor.
No, you can make it.
EVA foam or EVA foam, which is
Looks
this.
just like it.
It looks exactly like it. It's just basically foam that you can shape with a
and
heat
it's
gun.
lighter.
It's
so-
lighter. You can
yeah.
paint it to look like foam or look like armor without it actually being like the heavy, sweaty, not comfortable armor that you're going to get. And you'll find that EVA foam, or if you need, or if you're actually like smart and use just the like floor mats from like Harbor Freight or Home Depot and shape it and do the same thing, you'll find that it is effectively the same thing you can use for any sort of prop. I was going to try and make something. I think I was going to make something for Joyra in a 3D printer, and my 3D printer broke just before that. So we just went and we got some foam or some floor mats and shaped it to make it look like what I
Well,
needed it to look
We're
like.
gonna have to do that for Boombot. Is we're gonna have to make the body out of EVA foam and then paint it and whatever.
Yeah.
Because the actual what we're gonna use already exists.
Yeah.
And works.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to change the body of it to make
Right,
it look
and it'd
right,
be
which
very
is fine.
easy. Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
be super simple.
Also, here's a resource that a lot of people don't think to use. Michael's and Joanne's have crafts groups. They have sewing groups and they have craft groups. Don't be afraid to go into those groups. Tell those ladies what you need, and they will help you figure it out and do it.
Quickly. And these are people that have been doing this kind of stuff for
And they will
years.
teach you.
And they're insanely talented.
A lot of them
Yeah.
are grandmothers who really have nobody to pass the skill down to. So, especially as a young person, you walk in wanting to learn, they will snatch
It
you up.
will tickle them to death.
And you may even be able to get like a free Cricut or something. A lot of times,
Oh, yeah.
Joann's will give you, if you're not familiar with Cricut, it's what cuts EVA foam.
Yep.
And it, instead of taking you, days with a box cutter.
And a Cricut will cut EVA foam?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they have different levels. Remember, we looked into this. Don't
Yeah.
get that look. So they start at 200. They go up to 1200, which is the big sheets. But there's a Cricut that'll cut EVA foam.
Wow.
It was like, I want to say it was in the 500 range.
That's really
But
cool.
at the time, it saved
I
you.
use an X-Acto knife when I have to cut things.
Yeah. I just use a nice sharp
Yeah.
box cutter.
And then if you get the edges
I know.
jagged, and then the heat gun and redo it.
Yep.
Heat gun.
We ended up doing a lot of, for the jagged edges, I'd take a Dremel with a sandpaper bit on there. And just because it sands it perfectly really quickly. You don't have to
That's the
grind.
other thing. A starting tool.
A Dremel.
Oh yeah, well that would be a starting tool for foam
Like
working
advanced,
for sure.
yeah.
For foam working, oh my god, a Dremel, hot glue, definitely
A very good X-Acto knife
cement
set.
glue,
Those cutting boards that you put
super
stuff
sharp
on and
knife,
hold
yeah.
it.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
the fabric boards where you can lay everything down and cut it
Yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah.
And it stopped ruining my kitchen table, which was also
Oh yeah, this
awesome.
this
Get you a mat.
This table has paint all over it. It has
holes in
So
it.
does my
in
kitchen
it.
table now.
Yeah.
This was our
I was
our
just thinking
cosplay
hot
room.
glue out of hot glue holes.
I can't
I
tell
envy
you.
this table. It's nice and big.
Yeah.
I don't really
And
have a
perfectly
huge
square.
workspace work surface.
It used, yeah, it was supposed to be our D&D table. You see how long that lasted.
Well,
works
anytime
perfect.
you wanted to come over, like usually I have like the singer set up over there and stuff.
Yeah, we have a separate table that
we
we
just
keep all of
change
our
it around.
stuff. Yeah. This is, we'll take all the podcast stuff off and we'll sit in separate corners. That way we can kind of see what each other is doing. And it's my costume every time. That it just notoriously will be it. The one time I finally convinced Angie to do it, hers was literally just a Snuggie and I had to make a mask.
It was a onesie.
Nice.
So- and I learned a lot about wearing LED lights and how your vision is greatly impaired.
Yes.
So there were a lot of times I'm like, "Is there a step down?" And Bobby's like, "Yeah."
What happened?
Where is it? Like
When
when
we
I'm
were-
trying to walk and
Oh,
Last
yeah,
couple
yeah.
years ago when we were at Dragon Con, you were having to like direct her. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and Bobby be like, "There's a step," and I'm already off of it.
Yeah, you're done.
But I was drunk, so it didn't matter. I was fine. I was fine.
It's such a, I think people are just so scared to get into it. They think it's such a difficult thing, but it really
It
isn't.
seems overwhelming.
It does.
It does. And when you do first start out, you're thinking you've got to know all this stuff just to
No.
get started. You really don't. I mean, just a basic knowledge of a straight stitch will get you a long way, or a hot glue gun will get you a long way. I mean, I cannot tell you how
Or if
many
you
of my
don't wanna
costumes
sew,
have been
you
held
could
together.
use the E600.
Yeah,
E6000.
E6000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I cannot
That is
tell
legit
you.
glue, by the way. I have glued a lot of things together, including my fingers at one point.
Yeah.
Don't play
I'm
with
about to say, yeah,
Wear
sometimes you
gloves.
don't even have to sew it. And here's the thing you're going to have to expect at the very end of all of this when you go to con, most likely your cosplay is going to be messed up by the time you leave.
It's
Yes.
gonna fall apart.
But there are those people that like are like just cosplay doctors, and it's great. They're super wholesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they walk
They're wholesome.
around with the fix-it
Yep.
kits.
Yeah,
Those,
those-
okay,
those
those
people-
guys are the real MVPs.
Those
Yeah.
those people are baby angels, and they
Yeah.
need to be protected at all times.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of times especially if you have anything involving wings or anything that's like an external portion of your body, people are going to run into you. People are going to trample over you.
I stepped on a girl's dress one year.
Oh no.
It was awful. She was like, "Oh no," and I'm like, "Becky, ride, let's go." I don't want to face her. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Mom.
My Elsa cosplay, the armored Elsa cosplay that I made, that was the first armored costume I had ever done. When I tell you by the end of the day that costume was thrashed, it was literally falling apart. It was.
Yeah,
It was
that's what
nuts.
happened to my Jorah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You're
it was
gonna work
gone.
I
6
worked
months on
so
this?
hard
Yeah.
for it to just be trashed for me to wear it one day. I can't. The only surviving piece is my chest plate. That's the only
Yeah.
piece I have left of it.
People running into you or just the
Yeah,
heat.
just people running into me. I mean, like walking. Like it was a lot
Mm-hmm.
of friction in certain places, and
Yeah.
it just.
Yeah, be prepared. They
Sometimes
usually
it
don't
happens.
last.
They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
survive until you can make it to like a photo shoot. Get to your photo shoot and then be done.
Yeah, do the first thing you need to do is get pictures of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Don't wait till the end of the day. That's
And
a
that's
mistake.
another thing I regret, and it's a good piece of advice is to take pictures when you do it, when you finished it, before you go to a con, before you do anything else. Take pictures of yourself
Yeah,
in it.
'cause you won't
I
get
have
a good
one
one.
picture of that costume.
Yeah.
If we get to cosplay this year,
Yeah.
what you doing?
I'm doing Brimstone. I told you that.
Other than
I'm
Brimstone,
like legit doing.
you just gonna do Brimstone
Yeah, because it looks easy. It's
Okay.
just in the military. I'm just have to dye it orange and
with a
stuff.
little beret?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna be space racer.
Speed
I
racer.
know.
Uncultured swine.
I know. I said space to start out. I was just like, I'm just gonna go with
And
it.
punk rock Spider-Man.
Even Kacie
Wait,
gave you the wide.
Punk rock Spider-Man.
Punk rock spider.
Yeah, all it is like
Okay.
it's a Spider-Man costume with like a denim vest, and he's got the fucking spikes on top of his head. It's super easy
Oh,
to
that's
do.
cool.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I like it. I like it. Chris, you're doing gender bent raise.
Apparently, I'm going to be a raise,
Yeah.
whether I want to or not.
Oh,
You
you're
know
gonna do
you're
it.
gonna get a lot of people being like, dude, that's awesome.
A lot of people
Because
get
a lot of dudes play raise.
You're gonna get your butt touched a lot.
And
Any-
we're just stand there, and when people take our pictures, you just say the lines
Yeah.
And you
I
just
mean-
say 'em as angry as you like, just as like deadpan as you want.
in your Southern fried accent.
Oh my god! I was like, do I have to put on a
Yes.
Latinx accent to do this? Because that's not what I'm real familiar
No,
with.
no, I really do think you have to be like the just the dude who's like, I really fucking like raise.
What's up? I like Rays.
Are you gonna say something?
I just want to throw Boombot at people. Like that's not the real thing I want to do.
You know, we really should like try and remote control it.
No, they come with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
we
then
can
put the
do
little
it.
smiley face on it.
Yeah.
And then program it to make the noise when it's running up on you. Oh my god.
And
No, the only cosplay I really want to do is Dark Knight Bane. Because
Oh,
really,
nice.
it's just an outfit and a mask.
Yeah.
yeah,
I just shave my head. Easy peasy dunzy. I just have to buy all this like weird,
leather.
post Armageddon / Thrasher
I
hardcore
told
metal
him
kid.
I will make this mask for him if he
Yeah.
wants me to.
You know,
about
most
you,
cons have
Kacie?
more than a couple of days.
I know.
what about you, Kacie?
I'm actually going to be working on a Mitsuri cosplay here soon.
Okay.
From
And that's
Demon
from
Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, I've actually watched that show.
Oh, it's so good.
It's cute.
It's so good. Cute. That's a word.
It's cute.
I
It's
would
some cute shit in there.
Yeah.
Anything called Demon Slayer doesn't sound like it's kawaii.
It's kind of fucking. There's a lot of wholesome moments and a lot of sad moments. And it's good.
Definitely a lot
What
of
are you
wholesome
doing?
moments, and definitely a lot of sad
Yeah,
moments.
it's good.
Yeah.
if I'm skinnier, I will do Viper.
Oh, come on.
She wears a lot of latex, and I ain't about the muffin top
She's a
life.
skin tight
Okay.
She's
body
wearing
suit.
a skin tight bodysuit, but I will do Killjoy and probably New Yasha. You just wait for that one, baby.
I've already got plans to make the wings.
Oh, it's not just the wings; it's the 30,000 straps to her bodysuit. That's going to be a
It
problem.
sounds very hot, and hot I mean like kinky. I'm excited for it, but I'm dreading doing it.
Just wait. I thought you were going to do Bo with me too.
So does she have like a lot of the I don't know the character you're talking
Yeah.
about? She have a lot of like the leather, like the belt style with
Yes.
the buckles.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like it's under like this bodysuit, so she has like a bunch of different buckles across her body. She's like a badass looking punk rock
Now, when their
barbarian.
characters leveled up to these outfits, they were like, "Good luck, cosplayers."
Yeah.
So what would be cool is I have a boatload of actual like old brass buckles that I've dug like metal detecting. That if you want to use some of them on there,
Oh,
you can.
okay, yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, they have bodysuits that they like. There are bodysuits that kind of have the similarity of what it looks like, but then it's like you have to add like the buckle part, and then she has this big fur like leather cape, and like her face is half painted. I'm like, oh yeah,
We call those gimp suits where I'm
gonna
from.
be kind of. It is kind of like
I'm
that.
actually going to go on a kink site and type
Yeah.
that in to find it.
Gimp suit.
Yeah.
Gimp
There, but you know what's funny is as a
Safari?
what?
There's like a full body latex suit that has a different name.
A
It's like
Zentai?
A Zentai. Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Something like that.
I was about to say it is funny because Critical Role, they're actual people playing Dungeons and Dragons, so they come up with these character designs. They legitimately were like, "We're going to figure out the most complicated character designs for the cosplayers just to see if you can pull it off."
Yeah.
And people legit pull it
Yeah.
off.
Oh yeah. Oh
Well, yeah, of
God,
course.
Are you kidding me?
I just every time I'm like, "Dang, I wish I had talents." But yeah.
Hey Becky, where can they see us pull it off?
Pull off the gimp suit.
Fuck around and find out.
Onlyfeeds.com. .club.
Facebook, Free Rotation Podcast. Twitter, Free Rotation. YouTube and Twitch, The Free Rotation. You can find us on your podcasting apps like Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. They're showing each other GIMP pictures. Oh my God.
My
And
dick's getting hard.
I love it.
I like how it never fails. We will make it through an episode and then it's like GIMP. WeBeGeeksPC.com, TheFreeRotation.com. We did it. Oh, we got some cool stuff coming up. Why is that a thing, Chris?
Oh,
You know I didn't design this, right?
oh, you did. Snap
You're
did.
disturbing.
We got a couple cool things coming up soon. Chris is dressed as his character from. You want to tell him about your new YouTube series a little bit, just a taste.
Oh, so we are going to start a new YouTube series. It is going to be called probably the Southern Fried Guys is what I've landed on because it's what I've got the email set up as.
What I could find.
Basically, well, I found a bunch of them, but the idea is me and one of my really good friends who I've been friends with since I was 11 years old, we've raised in the South. There are a lot of restaurants that have quotation marks Southern food that are just utter garbage. So what we're going to do is sit down. We're going to take 5, 6, 7 different restaurants. We're going to rate their food from best to worst and let you know what is good and what is bad based on what we feel is actually good food. We've been to high-end restaurants. We have been to low-end, hole-in-the-wall restaurants. It doesn't matter. A lot of times people have this weird idea that if you spend $200 on a meal, it's going to be insane, and that's not always the case. And it's going to be, right now, we're starting off with a lot of the local restaurants in the counties we live in.
Yeah.
And I'm legit, we're just going to call them out if they have bad food. Like, I don't care. Which 100% will mean that if I ever go there again, my food will be spit in. That's a chance I'm willing to take because if they
You're
have bad
probably not
food,
going to be eating it anyway.
I don't want to go there.
Well, and what I find exciting is when we have to go to like the Japanese market and you have to rate their
Well, we're also that's gonna be part of it. We're gonna let the ladies here surprise us with whatever they want. We're gonna let them go to like the Asian market and find us a bunch of Asian snacks, and we're gonna try them and see what we like and what we dislike.
and your Bobby's going to be your butler.
Yep,
Fuck yeah,
that's the
Bobby
plan.
the butler.
But
Put rat poison in the food.
the overall idea of it is we're just gonna be rating local food places what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and because, again, there are a lot of places here that are a lot of people seem to really enjoy on paper, but when I physically speak to them, none of them actually like it. And for some reason, people keep going there, and I don't understand it at all. So we're going to try a bunch of these places and see what's good, what's bad, what is just intolerable, and we're going to let you guys know. And hopefully...
We'll be looking for that soon.
Yep, we have a lot of ideas for how we're going to run it, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, and don't forget, we now have a new stream schedule, so make sure to check us all out.
Twitter, raegenragequit, Twitch.
Raegen is Raegan.
Raegan.
That's what I said.
Rage quit.
Rage quit.
All one word. No
So
capitals.
you're streaming too, so
Yes, I'm on Twitch now. I've just started on Twitch, but I am there.
Well,
So yeah.
okay. Well, all right, guys.
We're going to try to go get some live stuff for y'all.
Yeah, we're probably about to go stream.
We love y'all. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Good night. Bye.
Thanks for all the biscuits.
What?